all throughout America, the police are absolutely out of control. There's no accountability for them, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So take Louisville, for example. There's no police review board. So without a police review board, there is no citizen check on the police. They do as they want, they do as they please. And Cincinnati has a citizen review board after Timothy Thomas, a 16-year-old, had got shot, and the riots happened, and then they got a citizen review board. So you have, absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? So cops are out of control. They don't care about truth or justice. And the reports that I'm picking out are the most heinous examples. So they're the ones that somebody gets shot and they're dead, right? And then once they're dead, there's no witnesses. There's only one story, right? The murderers and the killers write history. And then the victims are written about. The victors, the quote-unquote victors. And if you die, you lost, right? So getting assassinated gives too much credit to your enemies. Being a martyr gives too much credit to your enemies. So, first of all, yeah, the cops suck, but I did want to read this meme real quick. It's about immigrants. We're an immigrant nation, and it says that our cars are German, our vodka is Russian, our pizza is Italian, our kebab, like on a stick, putting all that meat on a stick, is Turkish, our democracy is Greek, our coffee's Brazilian, movies are American, my tea is Tamil, my shirt is Indian, my oil is Saudi Arabian, my electronics are Chinese, and Congo. We're getting a lot of our electronic minerals from the Congo, and that's causing a lot of mineral wars actually going on in the Congo. So the shirt's Italian, oil is Saudi Arabian, the electronics are Chinese, your numbers are Arabic, and your letters are Latin, and you're going to complain that your neighbor's an immigrant? Get it together. So, yeah. So fuck racist, I guess. we're a nation of immigrants, and white America, pretty sure you didn't come here. I'm pretty sure you weren't from this continent, right? And you've only been here, what, 200 years, 240 years? At least Kentucky, white people have only been in Kentucky for a little bit over 200 years. This is your country, this is your continent. It's a land of immigrants. Let's integrate the world, okay? One world. Speak English, kiss French, drive German, dress Italian, spend Arab. Okay, so police are out of control. I'm gonna start out with like a success story, but it's horrible, and it comes out of Grant County, Kentucky. So in northern Kentucky, Grant County, it's actually one of the fastest growing counties in Kentucky, but it's south of Florence, about 45 minutes, and it's got its own thing going on there. So it's the fastest growing county in Kentucky, and this had happened, I want to say, I don't know, it happened a few years ago. Jonathan Turley, the law professor, actually wrote a little piece on it. He wrote it in 2008. So I guess we could just say this is a 2008 case, since it was December when this article was written. So 2008, you have 31-year-old Sean Freeman and 36-year-old Wesley Lanham, right? Lanham. And he's going to try to land himself some ham, and he's going to get thrown in prison. So 36-year-old Wesley Lanham and 31-year-old Sean Freeman, who's not free, he's an oppressor, and he wants to oppress other people. So his freedom constitute making other people into objects and dehumanizing them. They were sent to prison for 14 to 15 years, and they're going to be sent to prison for 14 to 15 years. And what they had done, so, okay, here's the story. They're prison guards, right? These are correction officers, right? Correction officers, all this fucking Orwellian speak, peace officers, humane officers, all this, horse shit. They're the most violent people out there, but they say, hey, we're here for peace. We're here to be nice. And then, some I don't know, some folks have good experiences with the police, and so they're like, well, if you just do as they say, and then, it'll be okay, just do as they say, right? Just be their bitch. And that's not true. That's not true. I'm going to finish this one up. Okay, so Grant County, and it's an 18-year-old. They don't say who the 18-year-old person is, and it's in 2008. So this 18-year-old is speeding, and they are fleeing a police officer. That's what he's accused of by the Kentucky State Police. Kentucky State Police arrest the 18-year-old in Pendleton County. And the 18-year-old's about 125 pounds, 18 years old, and there's no jails in Pendleton County, so the KSP shipped him on down to Grant County. And so that's why this 18-year-old, whose name is not mentioned, and this is wonderful. A lot of times the police officers' names aren't mentioned and the officials' names aren't mentioned, and you just hear about, this asshole, right? Look what this asshole did. And then the only reason you think that asshole did that is because some police officers said that's what they did. I'd like to believe people, but the oppressors, the winners, they lie. Okay, in general. So this is a success because when this 18-year-old, 125-pound traffic violator, speeding, maybe fleeing a police officer, who knows? I don't, maybe he was speeding, who knows? Maybe, I don't, that's alleged, right? But at the very least, it's not violent, it's not murdering, it's not rape, it's not assault, it's not stealing. He's, just driving fast and nobody got hurt. It's a victimless crime. It's just a traffic violation. So he's sent into Grant County, and while he's in Grant County Jail, you have Sean Freeman, Wesley Lanham, and then you have another guy who, Clinton Sidner. These three jailers out of the Grant County Jail, and this was the time when Steve Kellum was running the jail. And Steve Kellum, oh my God, what a dick. I actually was able to stand up in a debate in Grant County when I was running for state representative, and it was real good. It was liberating. I got to speak some of my ideas in a public forum, very nervous. And I went to record the events, and when I went to the back of the room to record it, I had stumbled over a chair, and Steve Kellum's wife was like, "Are you okay? Are you alright?" That's the type of psychopaths we're dealing with here. These motherfuckers see somebody, slightly mess up in life, and that's a big fucking treat for them. They love that shit. Oh, you slightly messed up in life? Ha 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 ha! I get a laugh and point at your dumb ass. Ha 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 ha! Fuck you. Okay, what, you ain't ever slightly stumbled over some fucking chairs? And it was chairs, and, whatever. She gave me an indication that she was a psychopath, and come to find out, they are psychopaths. They're running to jail where this 18-year-old, 125-pound Kentucky young man is gang raped. So you have Sean Freeman, Wesley Lanham, Clinton Sidner, and the jailer Steve Kellum. Where was he at? Who knows? He's the one dictating the culture, but he wasn't around for comment. He just fucking takes off and shit. Sean Freeman, Wesley Lanham, and Clinton Sidner all were jailers who got 5 other guys who's in the jail to gang rape this 18-year-old. So when he gets in there, he's in the jail. They're sitting there teasing him. He's like, "Oh, look at you're skinny. This boy is skinny." He's like, "Man, you're going to make an excellent girlfriend for one of these inmates." And then they solicited, they put him in a fucking room. They got the other men to come over and put him in the room, and they gang raped him. They fucking raped him. And rape in prisons is sort of an untalked about or unmentioned, epidemic. So basically, you get thrown behind walls. People think you're a bad guy or whatever, and it could just be for some non-violent offense. This man's speeding, right? So that's the punishment for speeding. You're speeding, and now you're getting gang raped. That's the fucking, that's what's right. That's what we in America think is just. No, actually, the teenager was able to stand up. Oh my God! It says that he was actually accused of speeding in February 13, 2003. So that's when all this happened. Was February 13. 2003, and so it took 5 years to finally convict these assholes. So the jailers got 5 other guys to come in, rape this poor 18-year-old kid. But when he got out, he sued them. He sued the people that had allowed this rape to happen. And from that lawsuit, he was able to get justice. He was able to get all the 5 guys who had raped him were convicted of first-degree sodomy and assault. Clinton Sidner pleaded guilty. He's the one of the jailers that snitched. But he's still got 7.5 years of jail time. So they're in favor of people getting raped in jail. Now they're the ones being, put in prison where rape is prevalent. So Clinton Sidner pleaded guilty, snitched, and even got 7.5 years, but he snitched on Sean Freeman and Wesley Lanham, who 31 years old, 36 years old, respectively, and they got 14 and 15 years, respectively, in prison. Justice. Justice happens. And this is a great solution. This is what we need to do. We start holding these fucking psychos to account for their behavior and for their actions. Then we can have a just society where people treat each other, with the golden rule. And the golden rule is so logical. It's so scientific. The golden rule is wonderful. I don't want to be gang raped. I don't want to be punched. I don't want to be murdered. So I don't do that to you. That's so logical and wonderful. So, this was a good story because, he did get raped and gang raped, but he was able to sue them, and he wound up getting several $1 million. Not only did the people get, the officials get punished, right? The officials are going to prison for a long, long ass time, 14 years, 15 years in prison. And, I'm saying it's a good story because not only did, they get the public officials held to account. Jailer Steve Kellum, he's an elected official, but got booted out, right? So I was there at that debate. He was running for re-election, which is fucked up. What, you're going to let people get gang raped in your jail? And then they lost a lawsuit for like several $1 million. So let's see, 18-year-old, Grant County. Let's see what we got here. It's Kentucky. Let's write one of these guys' names. Let's just write Steve Kellum. So Kellum is the man that was there. Now, he should be disgraced, and they should be just pushed out of Gallatin County. They're bad human beings. They're psychos. They think it's like hilarious, ha ha ha, right? So I don't see where it says the money. I had heard that he won like $1 million, and I feel like he deserved every penny of that $1 million. Skinny, 125 years old for speeding. You're going to get gang raped. And think about like everybody else, like that in jail or in prison, that none of this ever comes to light. So you're in there for some non-violent offense. You didn't hurt nobody, and now you're just getting fucking raped. And rape a woman, and all rape is wrong, right? Golden rule: don't do anything to anybody. But it almost seems as though we're ready to kill and hurt anybody who sexually assault our women, but sexually assault our men. Who gives a shit? It doesn't fucking matter, right? I got molested in Louisville jail. They want to touch, everything that they could touch, and not because I'd already got frisked walking in, and I got frisked at the scene. You know what I mean? I was also just in sweats and a t-shirt, so what could have been hidden? Nothing. But they were just doing it just to be dicks, right? Just to say, hey, we're powerful and we can do this type of shit to you. And he touched my chode, right? He touched my chode. Why do you gotta touch that? What could be hidden on the outside of my chode? What could be hidden? Nothing. So, they're just doing it because that's what, they're fucking psychos or molester or oppressors, and they don't give a shit to anybody. So, it says he was jailed on Valentine's Day. So, Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2013 was when this had happened. For driving 35 miles per hour over the speed limit. So, speed limit's 55, he's driving 90 miles an hour, right? 90 miles per hour. And then he was about 120 pounds, had blonde highlights in his hair, and he had satin underwear. So, we got to see, we got to hear about, even what kind of underwear he's wearing. And I don't know, to show some balance. There was a lady that got frisked. They even checked the inside of her vagina coming across the border, coming back across the border. American woman leaves to go to Mexico, and she comes back, and they checked her butt, anal cavity, and they checked her vagina. So that's sexual assault. We can't be doing that. But that's what TSA is doing. They're taking naked pictures of us. At the place. They're pretending as if all this extra security is actually helping, but really all you're doing is just moving a target closer to the, because there was that shooting where the guy just went in just to shoot the TSA people. So to say that they actually prevent anything, if anything, they kind of create the culture and air of intimidation. They disrespect you, when you walk through. You know, most of the time it seems to be pretty easy going. But Rand Paul was like, fuck that. I'm not going to get frisked. I'm not going to be detained. You know, that's fucking bullshit. I'm tired of y'all searching me. I come to this airport all the time and I don't have no weapons and no guns. And you guys just, you know, harassing everybody for no apparent reason. So it's, you know, it's wrong all across the board. But this is one time when a young male got gang raped unnecessarily and received justice, got paid, and everybody that raped him got more jail time.